Hi all. Right, back to hopefully finish off. This is Red Storm, Dark Blue Defection Scenario 2. Good old Uncle Sam. This will be part 15. Yeah, 15 I think. So this is the following day from yesterday. I got 2 or 3. Was it 3 parts I done? Yeah, I think it was. 3 I ended up getting in. It was good. I got a lot of time to myself. It was good. So probably not have as much. Well, I won't have as much today, to be honest. But things almost sort of done with. Although I was watching back on a bit of the footage, and I've put part 13 up there now. Not quite finished watching 14, so I'll just glance through it first before I. Thinking about Cobra fight, maybe turning back and going for the MiG-21, because the MiG-21's disordered, so I'm guessing that's going to give me a benefit if I go in and attack it. Now I've only got guns, but I don't really see the big issue to that. And to be honest, it's just to try and get the decisive victory, get more than 20 points, and I think we're sitting at 19 points. So let's just say, worst case scenario, we happen to lose both our F-15 aircraft. That would be a loss of 8 points. That would actually take us down to 11 points. I mean, that's not what I'm hoping. That's not what I'm trying to do. But it would still give us a victory. So I thought, why not go back and see if we can take out that last aircraft in the F-21. I wish I'd thought about it beforehand, because I dashed the Cobra from way back here somewhere into this hex, so now he's going to have to turn around and head back. But yeah, I think I'm going to give that a go. Well, there's not been any comments. Actually, John's obviously not got around to seeing part 12, is it? Yeah, part 12. Because I've not had any comments yet, so still not 100% sure if I was right in the fact I couldn't do the Shrike and the EOGM attack at the same time. I get the feeling I couldn't. So, well, we done it. The way we done it worked out anyway. It worked out. Okay, so yeah, it's only their flight that's moved. So we've got all our 3 flights to move. So the F-15 is at medium altitude. Let's just look at him first. They're getting a wee bit glare for that light. So he's at medium altitude, so we could dash him at 6. I think he's got plenty of fuel, isn't he? Yeah, he's got loads of fuel. So if we dash him at 6, what I was thinking was maybe climb him to high altitude as well, just so that next turn we're going to get a speed of 8. So let's get a dash on this guy, and what else am I looking for? A dice. Yeah, so we dash at medium for six movement points. Now the problem with that is obviously his turn is going to be only 30 degrees, isn't it? 90 degrees max, is it? What player area? That's the one that's on the actual table. That's the one that's got there. Right, so at 6, yes, between 5 and 8, so we've got 90 max and our free turns of 30. So we're better turning right away then, aren't we? Oh, actually, no, I didn't finish him with a turn. I remember thinking about turning him that way. I did not finish him with a turn. He's not got a max turn marker on him. I do remember making a move with one of the units and ending with a max turn. You know what? It might have actually been the fish bed. It might have been him. I finished his movement on a turn, and I didn't mark him. I mean, it is a deal, because you can't then go and make a turn as I'm going to do with this guy. So you do need to mark it. So I'm going to do a 90 degree turn to start with. So that's 30, 60, 90. So he's facing that way. And that cost me a movement point, so that's us down to 5. And then we're going to do 1 movement, free turn. That's us at 4. Now we know, I mean, whether this is knowledge we should know or not, I don't know. We know that this fish bed is going to head for there. I'm not so sure that's information that I should be aware of, but you know what, we're going to head up that way towards it anyway, aren't we? And probably going to meet en route. Now, there is a chance that we might get at it next turn, because if it moves, oh well, actually no, it's moved this turn, isn't it? Aye. Right. So we've got four movement points left, but I do want to climb, so I'm going to do 1 free turn. That's just at 3 movement points. And then I'm going to spend another one for 2 movement points to climb to high altitude. Well, and these dash markers still with them. So we've got 2 points left. I'm going to do 1 free turn, so I'm kind of aiming for them. And then finish my last movement point in there. I'm going to take that cube away as well. I don't actually think we need the flight plan stuff anyway now. That was our last movement point. So we've climbed to high altitude, dash throttle, and we're moving towards the MiG-21. Like I say, next turn we'll get a movement of 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. We can just get into that. Although, well, we're going to move that flight away anyway, aren't we? Saint Flight's just getting out of there. Okay, so that was Cobra. Done his thing. Right, well, let's just get Saint Flight moving then. Okay, so I put Zilla underneath, but we were underneath him, so that's why I knew we were at the deck level. Oh. How are we at deck level? We scattered. It was the scatter that dropped us there, because I'm just thinking we should take AA fire for a deck, because we're across the other side of the front. It was the scatter that took us there. So, well, I'm sure it says that after your movement. We've not really had a movement, have we? It's in 14 somewhere. Automatic small arms, at deck. At the end of any movement phase, any flight that is at deck altitude. Ooh. It says at the end of any movement phase, any flight that is at deck altitude on the enemy side of the front is attacked by small arms AA barrage. Well, yeah, because the actual movement phase does contain, if you look at the sequence of play, the movement phase contains, it contains air-to-ground attacks and engagement in enemy air attacks. So that is all contained within the movement phase. So after that phase ended, and I think the scatter would have been in that phase, we would end up at deck level. So I'm going to take the roll on this. Hopefully this doesn't backfire. But let me know if that doesn't apply to me there. I think that's quite an interesting one, actually. The fact that we've been scattered down to deck level and taking this roll. There's a chance that that is not meant for me to be taking this roll. But it does say at the end of any movement phase, not just your own movement phase. Whether it's intent is maybe your own movement phase, that's quite possible. But I'll take this roll and hopefully nothing comes of it. So again, it's an 18, isn't it? Well, no, it depends. No, sorry, Grant. This is a different one. You've not done this one. This is a small arms at deck. Yeah, this is a 17. So we don't want a 17 or higher. here. Oh, it's going to cause some trouble. 15. I was looking at the numbers. It was a 9 and a 6, and I'm like looking at the 9, thinking, no, it is a 9 and a 6, right? It was 15. Okay, so we're good there. But let me know if I shouldn't have taken that check. It is possible that I'm looking too much into that. So yeah, so he's got to get out there. Well, disordered, what does that do to movement and the likes? Disordered. No, hang on. Pause this now. Yeah, so disordered state. I think I've looked at this quite a few times, haven't I? Mainly in the last scenario, I think. Page 21, 13.11, disordered state. Flights that become disordered are noted as such, yeah. Disordered flights cannot enter defensive fuel and immediately leave. Such upon becoming disordered, they may not visually detect, radar search, initiate air-to-air combat, or make air-to-ground attacks. Modifiers apply to engagement and air-to-air combat. But we're not going to be involved in any of that, because remember, the MiG-21's disordered as well, so it's got to try and get out of that state. So let me just see rally point. Well, I don't think it affects us moving, but 8.35 talks about the rally point. Scenarios may specify that player plots rally points. Right, we don't have any rally points as such. Flights within 1 hex of a rally point receive a beneficial +8 modifier for disorder recovery rolls. Rally points may be plotted in any hex. See, this is something you've got to put on the map, so I don't think we've got these. What we do have is orbit points, and there's 2 of them. Well, there's our 2 there. Scenarios may specify that a player plots orbit points. Orbit points are specific locations where defensive or raid forces form up. The players use these orbit points to set up airborne flights at the beginning of a scenario. Unless otherwise specified in the scenario, orbit points may be plotted in any hex on the friendly side of the front, and at least 10 hexes from the front. Orbit points are also considered rally points for the purpose of recovery rolls. Yeah, the sort of recovery roll. That's what we're doing. Okay. So we could possibly. That's where we're going to try and head. I mean, it's not. We're wanting to just go west. We're finished anyway. And the actual airfield, see, landing, it takes 3 game turns to land. And then once we've landed, to like put ourselves back in a state to take off again, I think it takes another takeoff. It takes 2 game turns to take off. And I think we've got to ready our flights. And yeah, we've not got the time. We've not got the turns to do that. I dare say future scenarios might bring that in, but I'm not so sure. It might deal with a lot of that, because these are meant to be sort of quicker scenarios, aren't they? Well, I dare say as they move on through I mean, there's 10 of them, isn't there? And you wouldn't think they were quick the way I'm playing them. So, right, so we're heading for the orbit point. I don't think we've got any restrictions with that disordered state. So, I don't think it affects us. We are clean at deck altitude. So we need to get away from deck to start with. So clean at deck. Now he's a bit struggling for his fuel. Yeah, he's only got 2 points left. The fuel. And hold on here. Oh no, we did mark the point off, because he was in air-to-air combat. He got a point marked off. So he's only got 2 points left. Well, I think we want to dash. I was wanting to see. I mean, could we? Oh no, we're at deck level. So low, medium. I was wondering, can we zoom climb them to medium? That's going to be... Right, how many points are we going to get at dash? We're going to get 5, aren't we? I need another dash marker. But but we've only got, then we're only got 1 fuel point left after that. I'm not sure what happens after that. Okay, I will dash on at deck altitude. So we've got a speed of 5. So we're going to go 1 free turn. No, hang on, that's going to go in a mountain, Grant. Just move that out of the way just so I can see. That's a mountain hex there. Well, why not just climb now? So if I want to, do I want to zoom climb? Do I not just want to go to low? Yeah, I don't, there's not a rush, is there? I'll do the dash here because then after that I've only got 1 fuel point left and I probably don't want to dash next turn. So I'll go to dash and my first point is I'll climb the low altitude. Sorry, I've not got a dice out there. So I started at 5. That's me at 4 movement points left. So then we're at low altitude. We don't need to care about the mountains and we don't need to care about the small arms. So that's 1 free turn down the spine. We've got 3 left. Now, where's our path through here? So, yeah, we don't really want to go round about that either. Oh, yes, it's a bit. This is not a great area to go through, isn't it? So, my thinking is we probably want to reach here, drop to deck, go through there at deck, so that we don't take that fire. Oh, I should take that off. Something like that. Yeah, probably. Okay, so 1 free turn. That's just got 2 left. I think we want to turn again then, don't we? So then 1 free turn. Oh, hang on. We can 60-degree turn, can't we, at 5? Oh, no, we can't. I'm lying, I'm not. Yeah, I'm lying. That's 5. So 1 free turn, 1 point left, and well, it's fine. I can just come along here, up into there, drop to low, drop to deck. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, maybe just as well we weren't moving to medium. So the last movement point is going to go into there. So I'm still dashing at low altitude. That's my movement point away. Now what I'll do is I'll put that disorder marker on him rather than the card. Can bring this dash marker out for this guy and put his disorder marker. I suppose it's not a bad place to have left him on the card though. I could see myself maybe doing that in the future if you've got lots of different flights. Okay, that's him done his thing, and yeah. Okay, so we've got one more flight to look at, and it's not really a biggie, is it? He's just heading off to try and land. He's heading for Seagerland here, airfields, so which is a good bit away. He's at deck altitude. What's he got? Vegas. He's got plenty of fuel points actually. So at deck level, that's the F4 on it. Deck level, so we could put him to 5. You know what? There's not a real rush here, really. I'll just leave him at. Well, there's not any mountains in the way though. Well, there is one away along here, Grant. So. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm just going to leave him. I'm just going to move on at combat throttle at 4 because I don't really see the need to him. So 1 free turn, 2, 3, 4. Let's move him down towards there a little bit. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Okay, and mark him as moved. And that's everybody moved. Okay. Yeah, that's everybody moved. So where is my sequence of play? Right, fuel. So we've got 3 to mark off this time. So the fish bed, the F21, is dash throttle. So Zeller. So he's only got 3 left. And then we've got Saint, which is our F16. And he's only got 1 left, so you watch that. I'm not quite sure what happens actually. No doubt I'll maybe have a look next turn actually, because anyway, and the F15 also dashed, but he's fine. He's got another 6 points left. Okay, so that was the fuel phase. SAM location phase, not applicable. Track phase, to see if any of the fights become undetected. So we'll roll on the. So we've got 2 fights detected, and they've got 1. So I'll roll for the check for the Warsaw Pact on hours on the C column. Hang on, is anybody at deck? And rough? No. Right, so rolling on the C column. I've rolled a 19, so that's probably nothing. On the C column, a 19 is indeed nothing. And rolling on the D column for the MiG-21. Rolled 11. Ooh, it's a diamond. I think he's a diamond. It's a diamond in curly brackets. He is a diamond. So I think he's becoming undetected. That's rather annoying. However, the F-15's chasing after him. He'll get him back. Results in curly brackets applied to any flight on the deck. Any flight at low on its own side of the front. So that will apply. So he is going undetected. There we go. And in fact, I'm going to take these cubes off. Alright. Right, so that was a track phase. SAM acquisition phase, well, that's not going to apply. We've knocked out that SAM. Admin phase, flights roll for disorder recovery. Well, I think that is it a possible. Oh, it takes into account your what's its face? Aggression value, yeah. Oh, I've still got that page open actually. Disorder flights can recover from disorder and admin phase. Disorder flights roll 2 dice and add their aggression value, and we modify it by +8 if and or adjacent to a rally point. But we need a 20 or more. See, so Zeller's a -2, so there's no point me rolling. If I roll a 20, he's only scoring an 18. Did we not lose? Well, we went back to 0. Yeah, we're on 0, so we can actually succeed with a 20. So let's roll for this, the F-16 flight, Saint, and see if we can get a 20. Unlikely, yeah, a 9. So no. And then roll to remove shutdown markers, no. And then, yeah, I don't think there's any other markers there. I mean, the disorder markers you need to roll to get them off, like what I've just tried. So, yeah, nothing more doing. So let's just end this turn. Yeah. So moving on to turn 8. And, yeah, well, I'm only at 24 minutes there, so I'm going to have another shot. I do need to take a little pause, though, so I will go and do that, and I'll just put you on pause. I'll be back shortly. Right, let's push on. So starting turn 8, sequence of play, random event, 13. 13, right, just double check. Oh, it's not one of the ones that are ignored. Oh, it's mechanical failure again. So this is a nothing again. If there is damaged, becomes crippled. If there is crippled, it crashes. Yeah, so that's a nothing then. Because we've no damage or cripple. We've got 2 disordered flights, but no damage or crippled. Okay, so moving on. Jamming phase is none. Detection phase. Well, we want to detect him. Both our flights up here are detected. We've got Vegas, who is in rough at deck level. So we'll roll for him first. He gets a -4 on the C column. Rolled an 8, so that's a no. So Zeller, the fish bed, is actually, can you not just put the, yeah, why have I got on top? I like to keep things at the side. There we go. It's just I put them on the cards at a time because there was a big, because all the 2 flights were together at that time. Right, so he's in low altitude. He's rough and low altitude. Does that do something? No, it needs to be at deck. Yeah, so, okay, so we're going to roll to detect him on the D column. So we need a 13 or greater. I've rolled 7, so that's terrible. Right, let's see if we can get Cobra involved. He's at high altitude. I'm just wondering because there's mountains in the way there, but... Right, okay, sorry, phone call. So the standard detection didn't work, did it? So we can check. So Cobra can check. I just need to double check that one again. What does that tell you about that? Detection radar search 10.22. Look down, right? We know there's no look down issues with Cobra. We know he's also got trackable scan, so you can try this twice. A flight with trackable scan, undetected, and it's forward arc. Yeah, it's in its forward arc. Yeah, I don't think there's any issues here. In fact, I don't think it needs to be in line of sight. But it is in line of sight anyway. There's not all those mountains in the way. We're at high altitude. He's at low altitude, so I think the mountains would only block if we were both at deck, wouldn't they? But I don't think that even blocks this. So right, so I'm going to make a radar search on that flight, and like I say, we've got trackable scan, and it's within. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hexes away, and I can see there that the maximum range is 25, and if it was 20 or greater, it'd be a -1 modifier. So it's not that. So we'll roll twice, and we're rolling on the F15 column at the end. So we actually only need a 10 or greater for this. I've rolled 5. Yuck. Right. Okay. Well, we'll use our trackable scan. We kind of want this. This could be annoying if we don't get this. Here we go. Oh, 9. Okay. Well, we won't be detecting it then. Visual would need to be within 4, and then we don't have EWR, so yeah, that's that. He's going to stay undetected. We can't BVR or air combat him because he's undetected. So we might want them to have the initiative this turn. Well, I don't know, do we? I don't suppose it really matters that much. Right, okay, let's move on. So we're on the movement phase. So let's see, 1 to 6 is NATO. It is a 6, but I might just pass initiative here. Does it really matter? Yeah, I think I want to see where he's going, so that I can close in on him a bit, and yeah. So I'm going to pass initiative over to Warsaw Pact, so they're going to draw a shit. So as long as they get a 1, they've got a 3 large, so that should be good enough. Ooh, just a 1. So they've got a 1, so they're going to move their flight of MiG-21s. Oh, there's only 1 aircraft, Grant. their MiG-21. Okay, so there's no, put in card 5, there's no dice rolling, there's only the one flight. Now, however, I'm being in a disordered state. My guess is there's going to be something on this chart. Disordered, here we go. Right, let's have a look at this. So, yeah, like I say, we don't need to bother about that. But on this, it doesn't have any of the markers. It's not acquired, it's not damaged, it's not crippled, it's not aborted. It is, however, disordered. So what does it say here? If not adjacent to orbit rally point, dash throttle. So we're going to dash throttle, we're going to climb one altitude band and move as close as possible to nearest orbit rally point or friendly airfield. If already adjacent to orbit rally point, combat throttle, stay at current altitude and move as necessary to remain adjacent to it. Yeah, so that we can try and get rid of their disorder. Now it says the nearest. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Now here's the thing. There's an airfield that's closer, and it does say there. Move as close as possible to nearest orbit rally point or friendly airfield. So I'm not sure how to interpret that then, because this is his closest between orbit points and airfields. And in fact, this then might even be 1 hex closer to what this orbit point is. But I'm still... My belief is that I still need to land. It's an airfield doesn't count as an orbit point, or does it? Nobody's mentioned that, and I know we had we tried to deal with this in the first scenario. I think they would have found out if they counted as orbit points or rally points airfields. So my guess is it's got to go and land there. Now, like I say, it takes 3 game turns to land. Well, we're not going to quite get to there to start, and then turn 9 next turn, 3 turns, it's going to land, and it's going to be turn 12. So, whereas, if it was to reach this orbit point and roll and lose its disorder, it then could move back. I know it's probably not. Well, if we move our Cobra flight towards them, it will have the Cobra flight to try and go for, because we're moving Saint away. We're just getting him out of there. So, us moving the Cobra flight closer to him is actually giving him some sort of chance. Well, I'm not sure. I just leave that out there, I guess. Should I really be heading to this airfield and landing there? Because I think you automatically lose your disorder when you land, but it takes 3 turns to land and it takes 2 turns to take off, and in between that I don't know. Remove any disordered or abort marker on the flight when it lands. A flight that has landed is unready and must be made ready before it can take off again. So, how do you go from unready to ready? Refuel and rearm. Right, hang on. Okay, so here's hang on. Here's refuel and rearm 9.16 on page 15. Flights tasked with CAP, which the MiG-21 is, may land during a scenario, rearm and refuel, and take off again. Flights within their task, bombing, SEAD, etc. may not take off after landing. Oh, well, there you go. So, to do so, a flight must land at a class 2+ airfield and remain in an unready state during 5 admin phases, including the one in the turn it lands. Note the flight is rearming, refueling in the admin phase. If it completes rearming, refueling in the 5th admin phase, following commencement and changes to ready state, it may take off in the movement phase of the following turn. So, well, if we were to do all that, it's 3 turns to land, 5 turns to refuel and rearm, and 2 turns to take off. So that's 10 turns. However, if we were just like wanting to lose our disordered state, which you can see there, it says that remove any disordered or abort marker on the flight, that's when it's landed. Yeah, a flight that is landed is unready. So, well, I guess I must have to go through that procedure to make it ready then, which is 5 turns. Well, that says in remain in unready state 5 turns. I'm not sure if I can do this any quicker or not. So, oh, hang on, there's flights on the ground there. You're missing big bits, Grant. There, look. Flights may begin a raid on the ground at an airfield. Flights on the ground may not move. Flights on the ground are in one of 3 states: ready, unready, and revetted. More than one flight may be ready. Flights may be made unready at any time. Just landed flights are unready. Unready flights take 5 game turns to move into revetments. No. Unready flights take 5 game turns to change to ready state. Well, there you go there. So it does take 5 turns. So there's actually no point me doing that, whereas there is a possibility of reaching this orbit point and rolling and losing my disorder marker and being able to maybe attack that Cobra flight that's coming after me. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna head for the orbit point, but please let me know. Again, it could be one of these things that like the rules as written for the bot. Where was it I read that again? No, that must have been in the bots. Yeah, that was in the bots rules, yeah. Well, let me know what you would do here yourself. Would you just fly it towards the closest airfield and land it? I know none of this is probably going to do anything, but you can imagine if this was just turn 2 in the game or something like that, turn 2 or 3 in the game, and we only had 12 turns. It's going to take 10 turns for it to land and take off again, whereas it might be able to come back into action by going to that. So it kind of makes more sense doing that. Right, I'm going to head it towards the orbit point, and let me know what your thoughts are on that. Okay, so I said I wanted to go at dash throttle. Yeah, and climb one altitude band and move as close as possible to nearest orbit rally point. And again, it's got friendly airfield, but so dash throttle at clean at low altitude is 4 speed. So he's going to dash. What's his fuel looking like? He's got 3 more points. So his speed is 4. He's going to climb straight away. Using a point to medium altitude, and in that climb do a free 60-degree turn. That's right, I can do that, can't I? While I'm climbing, I can get a free turn, can't I? Climb 1 altitude band and completing the climb, the flight may make a free turn. Yeah. And remember, we're at speed 4, so we get 60-degree free turns and 120 full turns. So, and then our other 3 movement points are just going to go straight ahead. So 1, 2, 3, and that'll be that. He's still disordered, obviously, at medium altitude, and his dash throttle on. Okay, that's him. So you can see next turn, well, he's going to be at medium dash 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to get adjacent. He's going to get adjacent to the orbit point next turn, and he'll get that roll in the admin phase. So you never know, yeah. And he's still undetected as well, so this is my problem here. Right, over to us then. What we're going to do, well, just while we're along here, let's just move him, just toddle the F4 along at speed of 4. So 1, free turn, 2, 3, 4, staying at deck altitude. He's not in rough, he's in a clear hex now. That's him. And then our F16 is going to probably not dash now. He's only got 1 fuel point left. I should really look that up, what happens in the fuel stuff. Like, you know what, I'll look it up when it becomes relevant. It's not really, if I needed to do dash just now for some reason, I would look it up and we'll see. Oh right, I don't want to go through that. Oh no, I'm going round here and I'm dropping to deck. Right, we remember it now. So I'm going to stay low. I'm going to have 4 movement points. Combat throttle. 1 free 30-degree turn. 2, and I didn't want to drop to deck there because that's where the mountain was. So 2 movement points to there, then I'm going to drop to deck. I've got 2 movement points left. I drop to deck. And then we go 1 free 60-degree turn. And then 2 to finish off. Facing down that way at deck altitude. And still in a disordered state. Sorry, that's maybe a bit far away, but should have zoomed in a bit there. Right, but nothing terribly exciting to see. Okay, that's him, and he avoided moving to deck level. He avoided having to take the A barrage roll in his friendly airfield there. Okay, right, so more importantly now, Cobra, however, like I've said, he can't. He's at high altitude. I'm just going to move him with combat throttle, then there's no point me getting into engagement. As long as I can get in range, he's going to move over there. But again, I'm not sure this is information I should be aware of. Well, I can maybe see him moving there now. He's in a disordered state. It's one of these things, you've got to know, you know what he's doing. Even if this was a 2-player game right now, I would know what the guy was doing, He's heading to his orbit point to try and remove his disordered state. Okay, so I'll stay at combat throttle. So the combat throttle at high gives us a speed of 5. So we shall go 1 free turn, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that seems fair enough. We're heading towards some. I guess he is going to move down. Well, actually, that'll let us come in behind him, won't it? Because we've only got guns. So that's our movement over. That's all our flights moved. I'll not bother putting a cube on that guy because I'm just going about to take them all off. Okay. Sequence of play. Fuel phase. Well, Zellar, the MiG-21s was the only one that dashed, so I'll mark a fuel point off for him. He's still got 2 left. That's movement, fuel, SAM location, track phase, all detected flights at deck in rough terrain. Actually, what is saying is he in? Is that rough? That is actually. So he's going undetected actually. He's in rough at deck. Is that right? Where are we? All detected NATO flights at deck in rough terrain, and then all flights at deck and in adjacent to mountain terrain. Right, there's no others. So they two are going undetected. We still need to roll for Cobra to see if he might go undetected. So this is a roll on this. Lost my chart. There. This is a roll on the C column. Yeah. Rolled a 5. There's a diamond. Straight up diamond. Well, he's a heart, so not happening. Well, that's fine. And then, well, Zeller, he's already undetected anyway, so okay. Okay, that was track phase, SAM acquisition phase, admin phase. So roll for discovery, disorder recovery. Well, we can roll for Saint again. We need a 20. Roll the 5. So, and then there's no point rolling for Zeller because he's got the -2 aggression. Oops. And that's it. No more markers. No. Right, I'm just going to press on here and move to turn 9. And yeah, just keep going. Getting into the swing of it now, yeah. I'm probably blundering left, right, and centre. Right, roll for a random event. Rolled a 7. Just double checking what's not allowed. Yeah, it is allowed. 7, man-pad ambush. Okay, let's have a look at this. So this is man-pad ambush. Roll 1d10 again. 1 to 5 Warsaw Pact, 6 to 10 NATO. That player selects one enemy flight that is at deck, low, and on the hostile side of the front for a man-pad ambush. Make a heavy AA barrage attack on selected enemy flight. The flight is considered to be at speed 3. If no enemy flight is eligible, there's no effect. Right. However, let's just see the solo side of that. I think I looked at this one before and got something wrong, but it might have just been the way I was doing it. I was getting these wrong at first with my thinking and how they were looked at. Randomly select a human player flight among flights at deck and low on hostile side of the front. Well, the only flight we've got on the hostile side is going to be Cobra, and he's at high altitude, so I'm thinking this is not going to turn into anything. Let's roll to see if it's Warsaw Pact or NATO. 1 to 5, it's Warsaw Pact. That player selects one enemy flight. Yeah, okay, so that would revert us to this chart. So we'd randomly select a human player flight among flights at deck and low on hostile side of the front. Yeah, no, it's not happening, is it? Because we have only one flight on the hostile side. Remember that there's the front markers there. You can see this guy, he's just got out the way, hasn't he? He's just crossed over, or he would have been because he's at deck level. But our only flight that is across the wrong side of the front is Cobra, and he's at high altitude. So all good there. Right, what's next? Sequence of play. No, that's not that. Right, I've lost. There, so. That was random event. Jamming, no. Detection. Roll to detect. Okay, again. Let's roll to detect here because he's not in. He's at deck, but he's not in rough. So. Well, he's at deck, so he gets a -2 to this. I'm rolling on the C column. 14 -2 is 12. That does detect him. I wonder if I should just not bother with these, really. It's not really that important, is it? Well, keeps you ticking over with the rules, Grant. So he's at deck and he's in rough, isn't he? Yeah, he's at deck and rough, so he gets a -4 out of this roll on the C column. 7 7 minus 4 is 3. Yeah, that's so he's not going to detect him. And then the important one, Zeller, who's at medium altitudes. He's not benefiting from any modifiers. So on the D column, we need a 13 or greater. Rolled 16. Good. So we don't even need to bother with a radar search. So we've got you now. Okay. So that's detection. Now into movement. Let's see who's taking the initiative. I'm not sure I'm too bothered here, because if he moves past, it makes it easier for me to manoeuvre in behind him. I reckon we could probably still move in behind him from here though. Right, let's see what we got. I rolled a 10, which is them, isn't it? Yeah, so it's Warsaw Pact first. Okay, so he's going to draw a chat again, as long as he gets a 1. Always good. A 4 on the large side, so surely at least a 1 on the back side. That is a 2. So Zeller flight going to move first. So he's going to do the same thing as he'd done, heading for his orbit point. Blue card 5. Disordered, if not adjacent to orbit point, dash throttle, climb on altitude band and move as close as possible to nearest orbit point. Well, his dash at medium is going to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, right. Here I think again is a bit common sense. I mean, it says if not adjacent to orbit rally point, dash throttle. So we set dash throttle. We need to do that admittedly to get the 5. But then the next part is climb one altitude band and move as close as possible to nearest orbit rally point or a friendly airfield. Well, if I climb to high altitude here, it's taking me a movement point, and then I go 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm not adjacent. So, but I don't know. I'm kind of overriding the rules here a little bit, the way things are written, and like I've said, it's quite a simple AI. You know, a more complex AI would probably delve a bit deeper into this and say, well, look, if you can climb and still reach the orbit point, then do it. I mean, I would have thought it's more important for him to reach the orbit point than to climb to high altitude. Maybe, I don't know. Because he's not going to reach it if he climbs this turn. But the way it's written, I don't know, not sure what I should do there. I feel like I should override that. I don't like doing that though. I don't like, Howard made the comment that he always followed the bot rules unless something was completely, really, really crazy thing to do, stupid thing to do. Could this not be sort of class? I mean, it feels like it's more urgent for him to get that plus 8 die roll, plus 8 modifier, and rather than be at high altitude. To be honest, moving to high altitudes actually make my job easier as well, because we're at high altitude. So, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to move it. I don't think none of this is really a big deal. So I'm not going to climb on one altitude band. I'm going to set dash throttle, and then we've got 5 movement points. I'm not going to climb because I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to keep moving straight ahead. 5, that dash, disordered, medium altitude. So that's us now adjacent to that orbit point. So we will get that plus 8 modifier in the admin phase when we try to roll for disordered recovery. Okay, going with that. Let me know what you would have done yourself. Would you have stuck strictly to the rules there and climbed the flight to high? I don't see the need for it to climb to high. Don't get me wrong, if it wasn't reaching, then I would have climbed to high, because obviously the reason to climb to high is next turn we're going to get an extra 1 speed, you know, we're going to be at high altitude and get 6 of a speed at dash. So I understand that, but I think the situation we were in there, it was better just to reach the orbit point. I think some might agree, but some might say, well, you know, just stick by what's written. But anyway, okay, let me know your thoughts. Okay, so it's us to go. We've got 3 flights. Well, let's just hang around here and go for our F-15 and see what he's going to do then. So he's at high. He could dash for 8 speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Does he actually need to? If he didn't dash, he's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, because I want to. Yeah. Was I not? Oh no, I've only got guns. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to try and BVR, but I'm not. I've not got any BVR. Just got guns. Right, let's do this. Let's do this and try and finish this. So I do want to come in behind them. That's a better thing to do. So I need to dash. Now remember, that means that's a speed at 8 as well, but it still gives me, 5 to 8. It still gives me a 30-degree free turns. Speed of 8, dash throttle marker. Right, let's do this. So 1. Right, 1. Wait, now I'm just going to leave a marker back there just to see where I'm at, right? So 1, 2, free turn, 30 degrees. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just 6 and then free turn. Yeah, and then I've got 2 movement points left. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? So, yeah. We've got 2 movement points left. We're at a high altitude. So, oh, wait a minute. I might want to be dropping to medium then. I think I do. So, I forgot he stayed at medium. So, yeah, because there's a minus modifier to that, isn't there? Period card 1, I think it is. Flight climb this movement. No, it's maybe just BVR. Well, hang on. I need to engage. I need to be at, where are we? Where is it? Come on, I need to be at a certain. Here we are. Defender detected. Defender within 1 hex and same altitude or 1 altitude below. So I can stay at high altitude then. Yeah, I will then. I don't think it bothers me anywhere else. It's only there's a -1 per altitude band difference between attacker and defender and BVR, but we're not doing that. Yeah, okay, so I'll just stay at high altitude. Okay. Right, so we're going to attempt engagement. So let's have a look at what we do there again. Yeah, engagement, right. So this is a table we both roll on. Right, and we are using our guns here, so I mean, I think that's okay. I maybe should have read a wee bit more into it, just in case. It does say you need an undepleted weapon. Well, we do have undepleted guns. That's all I've got, but... Where are we? Yeah, Cobra. Guns. Yeah, we got a +3 to that, and it's got a 2 depletion level. So, I think it's okay. I'm just going to carry on, and I'll get told if I've got it wrong. Okay, so engagement. Here we are. Adheres to conditions. Needs to be detected. Defender in 1 hex. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all that again. Attacker not disordered. Now, he is disordered, remember, so we might benefit somewhere along the line for that. But it's not bothering us there. So, modifiers here are And again, yeah, all these apply to air. And we are, hang on. No, we're both detected anyway. Yeah. So we're both rolling on this column, well, the day column. So we're both rolling on a base 10. So I'll roll for us first since we're the attacker. Aggression value, the Cobra, is still +2. So we're getting a +2 modifier there. There it's there. Okay, I'm dropping to medium. I'm sure you understand that, guys. I'm just not keyed up on it. Because I can freely make an altitude drop, okay? So, and I need to be at the same or one band higher. I thought it was all right there, but I don't want to take this. I don't want to take that if I don't have to. Oh, look, there's flight is disordered. That's not going to apply to us, but that will apply to him. So, good. So, yeah, let's just assume I knew what I was doing, and I dropped one altitude band freely on that run in there. So, +2 there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Oh, yeah, he's going to get that as well. Nothing there. Nah. Right, so we're on a +2, and we're looking for a 10. So, here we go. Oh, 7. You're having a laugh. Really? 7 + 2 is 9. That means he's not going to do it as well, is he? Because if he gets a result here, yeah, well, okay, I'll just roll for him anyway. I think if we'll have a look in a second. So his aggression value is -2. Alright, he would have got that -1 there as well then, wouldn't he? Yeah, but yeah, we wanted that. He gets a -1 there, so that's -3. A target is in rear hemisphere, that's -4. Yeah, so he's rolling on a -4. Well, he's actually rolled 14. -4 is 10. So he does have the result. But because he's disordered, I'm pretty sure it tells us he doesn't. On this here, we've got attacker no, defender yes. So it's defender's choice. No surprise or disadvantage, but if I look in here, and yeah, this is the other thing. Here's general bot flight behaviour, but there's two things in here. Bot flights decline engagement as defender if allowed to choose. So he would decline it there anyway. However, look, he would attempt to disengage if he's disordered or aborted. When does that kick in then? Is that after the engagement check? Not that matters, because we didn't roll, well, unless there was something to that. What is it called again? Disengage. Let me have a look. In standard air combat, prior to the manoeuvre rolls, defending flight can elect to disengage. Yeah, so that's after we've rolled for the engagement, but before we roll for manoeuvre. So we're not going to roll for manoeuvre here because he's calling the flight off. The attack off. So it's not happening. Oh, okay. Well, that was a pay. So I've got 2 movement points left. Right, well, I think I'll use 1 to do a turn, and then yeah, I'll just move into there, I think, with my other movement point. Yeah, just do that. And he's at dash. Oh, that was a medium marker for him. Right, it doesn't matter. They've both done the same. Okay. Right, well. Well, it's still got our chance at. I mean, the problem could be here is if he does lose his disorder, he's going to have a go at us. And might be able to get in behind us here. So this could backfire a little, I suppose. Right, anyway. Right, so quickly move in our other 2 flights again. I'll just leave him at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he's getting close to the airfield now. I don't know I want to go through the procedure of landing on though. He's safe where he is anyway. And then same here. We'll just keep him moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. At deck, he's in rough as well, so staying disordered. I won't bother marking him with counters. We are at 1 hour and 5 minutes now though, so I think I'll just cut things there. Well, once I finish the turn grant, we can still look at the sequence of play. So that was movement. So fuel, so 1 for Zeller and 1 for Cobra. I'll mark them off. So Zeller's only got 1 left. But he's okay now, he's where he wants to be. Well, at the moment he's okay. And Cobra's still got 5. That is that. That's fuels, allocation, track phase to see who gets undetected. Well, we've got Vegas away along there, which is Spade and Cobra. Vegas automatically goes actually undetected. I know that's off camera, but it's not a biggie because he's in rough at deck level. Cobra, right, we need to roll 2 dice on the C column. Rolled a 7 on the C. It's a heart. Well, he is a heart, but he would need to be either at deck or at low on his own side of the front. So that's not the case. Right, and here's the one we don't want to happen. Zeller's a diamond, so we're rolling on the D column for him. Roll 13 on the D. Oh, 14 was a diamond, 13's a heart. That was close. Right, so he's not going undetected. So that's good. Right, and then we've got a big roll still to come, haven't we? See a few rolls for recovery. So that's the track phase. SAM acquisition. Right, we're on to admin phase. Flights roll for disorder recovery. So he gets 13.11. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? He gets a +8, but he's going to get a -2 for his. So he gets a -2 for his aggression level, but he gets a +8 because he's adjacent to a rally, well, an orbit point, which counts as a rally point. So he's got a +6 on this roll, and he needs a 20. He's rolled 12. Oh, close. 12 + 6, 18. Not quite. So good. he's still disordered. So okay. So we're still got our chance. And I think that's all the markers we need to move. Oh, I should have rolled for Saint as well. He needs a straight up 20 though. So. Oh, he should be heading for the orbit points. I think I drew him down because I wanted to come down there from there, but I should go back. I should be going back up. It's not a real big arrow, is it? Right, see if we can get a 20 though. Not to be 10, half of 20. Okay, right, that's everything done. We're now moving on to turn 10. So only 12 turns, turn 10, 10, 11, 12. So we've still got our chance to maybe have a go at Zeller. We're kind of facing the wrong way. We're gonna have to make a turn right the way around and whatever, but yeah, still might be worth a try. Okay, I'll cut this for now and put it together. And yeah, I dare say this is dragging on a bit, isn't it? Like we know where we're at. I don't know what would you guys have done there? Would you have just? I mean, if I'd taken Cobra fight away, but it does say you've got to turn 12 turns, so I don't know. Or is it just you use common sense and just sort of say, "Look, this mission's over," and that's that. I don't know. Okay, well, I'll be back to finish off because I want to see. I mean, I think this is still worthy of trying to get the decisive victory. A bit risky, but just only a little bit risky. I don't feel like a fear from the MiG-21. You can see that an F-15 should be not an issue for MiG-21, but maybe, again, it's die rolls, so you never know. Right, okay, I'll be back hopefully later to eventually finish it off. Well, we've only got 10 or we've only got 3 more turns, so, and they should be reasonably quick turns, so hopefully I can do that today. Okay, I'll be back later anyway. Cheers.